ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना। Your nectar-like words, warm and inspiring life stories, eulogized by learned sages, are indeed eradicator of shoots of ignorance. These are auspicious to hear and propitious to inculcate in one's own life. Those who take these words to the world are indeed great benefactor of the world. We are studying the life of Sri Sarada Devi and her divine play. As we know, it is very difficult to understand the lives, great lives, because they are so simple. Now we say Vedanta is difficult to understand. Why? Because it's so difficult. Say first Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivek, that what is eternal, what is temporary. First we have to understand this. All the time we have to discriminate. Oh, this is temporary, this is permanent. And then whatever is permanent, one should hold that and discard whatever is impermanent. So whatever we see, it is all impermanent. And we have to discard everything. So we say, oh, Vedanta is very difficult. Okay, God has provided for us also. He comes as incarnation of God. And Bhagavan said, Ajopi sannavai abhyatma bhutanam ishwaropi san. Though I am Aja, unborn, it is impossible. I am not born. Abhyatma, there is no deterioration. There is a constant. Ajopi san abhyatma bhutanam ishwaropi san. Though I am the controller, sustainer, and absorber of all the beings. But Prakriti avashthabhya sambhavami atma maya. I take control of my maya and I incarnate myself. So Bhagavan said this. And then after that he says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha. My birth, though I am unborn, but somehow as if I take birth. And I have no karma. Name parthastit kartavyam tishu lokeshu kinchana. Bhagavan said, I have no work in the whole three world. But still I keep on work, keep on doing something. So, janma karma chame divyam. Though I am unborn, but I take birth, as it were. And I have no work, but still I work. So this is, those who can understand this, Tyaktva adeham punarjanma naiti mameti swarjun. By giving away this body, he will not be born again. So this is such a open secret. If you can understand that God, though is unborn but takes birth, and God is beyond all work, but still he works, as it were. So these are very difficult to understand. But it's not that difficult. Though you are born and you look like you are aging, you are a child and then gradually you become, can you tell them not to talk? Yeah, like let him go. So let us now relate to us. Though it looks like we are born, But if you deeply contemplate, then you'll understand that this birth is apparent and this belongs to only body. This belongs to only mind. So this is, while we are working, even we can see that I am not working. While speaking, we can see I am not speaking. While listening, we can also feel that I am not listening. I'm just witnessing. So this happens even for us when we are in ignorance. You can now think that it is possible in the case of the Supreme Being. Of course, Supreme Being is our real self. So that way also we can feel this. Though we look like we are born, but we are unborn. Though we look like we are working, doing this, that, but still we are witnesses. So this is the Vedantic position, that incarnation of God is difficult to understand. Though he is born, or he or she in whatever form, but he is not born. Though he or she looks like he's working, but he's not working. Holy Mother's life is like that. With all the activities, she's unattached. She's not involved. So this is very difficult. Vedanta is difficult to understand, but more difficult it is how the Supreme Being hides himself or herself in simplicity. So Holy Mother always veiled. So what is that? Lajja patabritam. Lajja means her bashfulness is like her covering. So this is one point. Second point is, now it is time to worship Mother. Mother worship, Durga Puja, Kali Puja, Jagadhatri Puja. So various deities are worshipped. Though it looks like various, but actually it is the same deity in different forms. So what is that form? Though we conceive a form, but Mother is in all being. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Sanstita, Matri Rupena Sanstita. In all that, whatever we see in various forms, it is the same Divine Mother who is manifesting in all being. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu. Sarvabhuteshu means in all being. God is manifesting. And we rejoice. But what happens? We worship, have some ritualistic worship, and then we forget. But we have to keep that in mind, that we have to live those ideas, those teachings. So with this introduction, let us go forward with our studies.
All right. We are on page 529.
Yeah.
Holy Mother had strong common sense and kept a keen eye on every detail. When the new residence was completed, the Union Board imposed a tax of 4 rupees and collected the money from Gyanananda. Holy Mother was then in Calcutta. The next year, when the village watchman came to collect the tax, the mother said to him, "Why have you imposed such a large tax on this property? Try to reduce it. I shall be able to pay this tax, but during my absence, how will these monks pay the tax? They maintain themselves by begging for food and clothing." The mother did not stop there. On 19 March 1918, she wrote a letter to Prabodh Chandra Chattopadhyay, one of her disciples and the headmaster of Badanganj High School. "My son, perhaps you know that the Union Board has imposed a 4 rupee tax on this property for the village watchman. It seems too high. So yesterday I sent a letter to Shambhu Roy, president of the union board, through Brahmachari Gopesh. I mentioned in that letter that this property has been dedicated to God and I am not the owner. Moreover, I am not a permanent resident of Jairambati and this property does not have any income. The monks and brahmacharins who live here as caretakers are not supported by this property. Under such circumstances, it is not possible to pay this permanent heavy tax. I somehow manage my household expenses by the voluntary contributions of the devotees. There is no income for this property. In reply to this letter, Shambhu Babu said that he had already told you to write a letter to the district magistrate. I don't know whether you have done anything in this respect. I hope you will take action as soon as you receive this letter. Please do what is right. Shambhu Babu further said that it should be mentioned in the application that this is a religious institution. It has no income. It is maintained with the help of the generous public. With blessings, your mother.
You see, one thing, when we become devotee, first casualties are common sense. We forget to exercise our common sense. But here we can see how mother is careful not only for her lifetime, but for later generations. Not only she instructed someone, but she was pursuing actively. Many times, because we are devotees, we are callous. We are not mindful about some practical things. But that is not our order. Sri Ramakrishna said, Bhakto hobi to boka hobi kano. You are to be a devotee, but not a fool. When Swami Yogananda ji bought a pan, but when he brought it, it came out that it was a cracked one. And he said, I believed on the shopkeeper. Then Sri Ramakrishna scolded that you should not be a fool. You should examine before you are bringing or buying something. Not only that, you know that in some shops, buy one, take one free. So Sri Ramakrishna asked for that free one also. If you don't ask, you are a fool. Though it is in the proposal. So one should not be a fool. And mother learned all this very carefully. That's why mother, not only of that time, but later years also, for next generation, that should work. So that is the idea. Yes.
Holy Mother can no longer be seen with our physical eyes, as she is now residing on a spiritual plane. But we can visualize her divine play in this world by meditating on the reminiscences of her given by those blessed ones who lived with her. Different attendants of the Mother recorded their accounts of her life from their various perspectives. And these accounts help us to visualize how she lived, worked, and interacted with people. In fact, all these details help to make a biography living, and this is why we are including in this book all the relevant reminiscences of her. Swami Ishananda described the mother's daily routine in her new residence in detail. As per her usual habit, the mother would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. After washing, she would pick up the master's picture from the bed and wipe his face with a piece of wet cloth. Some days she would hum a couple of lines from a Hindi bhajan. In the morning, Mother Kaushalya awoke Ramachandra and asked her son to do good to men, sages, and gods.
So, this is important. when we worship in the shrine, we visualize that God is very much there. And in all our temples also, first it is done prana pratishtha. Prana pratishtha means invoking prana in the deity. And as we eat, as we sleep, as we take rest, similarly, all the actions are being imagined on the deity. And that imagination, in the beginning, it may be imagination, but that becomes true. Sri Ramakrishna saw the Divine Mother Kali. Not only that, when Narendranath told him, Sri Ramakrishna, when Narendranath told Sri Ramakrishna that what you see, it is all hallucination. No, he said, no, she talks to me. Oh, that happens, it's all hallucination. No, he said that I took some cotton and kept in front of the nostril, and the cotton, some portion of it was going up and down, up, and it was like breathing. So this happens when we contemplate the divine in that form. Divine manifests. So as in our shrine also, when you meditate there, you can feel the presence of the divine. So here, what we see that Holy Mother wakes Sri Ramakrishna up and hums a Hindi song that Raghubir, please get up in the morning and do good to others. So like a Kaushalya mother, this mother also wakes Sri Ramakrishna up. So this is, we should also do. In India, some ladies, they have little Krishna, baby Krishna or baby Rama. You must have heard Ramlala, the temple that is dedicated to the baby Rama or young Rama, Ramlala. Not baby, it's like a 7-8 years old or maybe 10 years old. So the image that is installed, it looks vivid. So it happens because of the devotion. As Sri Ramakrishna said, devotion has got cooling effect. It's like water everywhere. But because of cooling effect of devotees, the devotion, in some places it takes a form. Water can exist in ice, water, liquid, solid, liquid, and gaseous form. But because of devotion of devotees, he takes a form. And it's easier to interact with the deity. Otherwise, where to find God? Kleshu adhikatarastesham abhyakta asakta chetasam. Those who are attached with unmanifested form, it is very difficult for them. But if you have a form, you can interact, like we interact two friends, or say father, son, or mother and son. So we interact. Similarly, you can interact with the divine. Klesho adhikatarastesham abhyakta asakta chetasam. Abhyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavadbhir abapyate. So those who are embodied, for them it is very difficult to think of something which is without form. So this is the way one should interact with God. Feel the presence of God and interact with him, like making him get up in the morning and ablution, and then offering breakfast. And after offering, then you eat the prasad. So this way, one can cultivate devotion. So this is Mother's daily routine that we have to imbibe. Okay.
She then began to practice japa sitting on her bed, and later she would lie down. If Radu's child cried in the other room, she brought the baby in with her. When the mother got up and opened her door, we would get up and practice japa sitting on her floor. Some days she would ask us to repeat a certain mantra of a certain deity. After sunrise, the mother would drink Ayurvedic water made from soaked coriander, jute leaf, and gram. She then began to cut vegetables, and others joined her. At that time, newcomers would come to bow down to her, and she talked to them. The mother would feed the gram that had been soaked overnight to her pet parrot named Gangaram.
Gangaram.
Wow. What's gram, Swami? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, Bengal gram, that means garbanzo. Garbanzo?
Oh, garbanzo. Chickpeas.
Chickpeas.
Huh. That's cool.
Jute leaf,
Jute leaf,
which one?
yes.
Pat pata.
Oh, yeah. Ki bolen?
Jute leaf, pat pata.
Yes. Pat pata.
Okay.
Yeah, neat. Learning some stuff.
Yeah.
As her body began to be feeble due to old age, she took Makaradwaj.
Makaradhwaj. In a particular way, where some ingredients, gold, and also what is that called? Liquid. Anyway, some ingredients are there, and then they put in a mud pot and keep in a hearth, and then it is like it should evaporate and interact, and after several days, then it is open up, the Makaradhwaj. Anyway, it's Ayurvedic, an Ayurvedic medicine.
Sounds good with pomegranate juice.
No. Okay, yeah.
In this case. So she took Makaradwaj with pomegranate juice in the morning. The mother would send us to collect more vegetables and other groceries from the markets of neighboring villages, as there was no market in Jairambati. The mother dictated the grocery list and then brought the money from a box in her room. Whenever she received any money, she touched it to her forehead and put it in the box. And when taking it out, she again did the same. She gave me a maximum of 50 rupees at a time for shopping. The money was arranged in piles of 10 rupees, not paper money. We generally found in her box 15 to 20 rupees, one thermometer, a small pair of scissors, a bundle of thread, and some small cloth bundles. These small cloth bundles contain different items, such as a little clay from the Simhavahini temple, a little opium that the doctor prescribed for her stomach, dry rice prasad of Lord Jagannath, 6 or 7 strands of the master's hair, and a small piece of the asana on which the master sat during meals in Dakshineshwar. When she was cleaning the box while leaving Jairambati for the last time, she gave the last bundle to me and said, "You keep this one with you."
Yeah.
At 9 o'clock in the morning, the mother would bathe.
Okay, why she would touch on the forehead? Thinking that money is the manifestation or power of Lakshmi. So that's our way of revering. See, like this book, here people may sit over it, even stand on the book. But in India, we don't touch by feet. Oh, it is sacred because it's a medium of learning. So this is the way we should handle. So, though mother was not, she would take money and keep that in that box. But we should take care of money. Say this is in our order. We have to be very careful about money because it is also a manifestation of divine resources. We should be careful and we should not tempt others. There is no right to anyone that should tempt others. So it should be carefully kept. Otherwise, what happens? Misunderstanding happens. Though you may have lost in somewhere, but you may blame somebody else for that. So it is better to keep carefully. But Holy Mother, because she was Lakshmi herself, so she may not take great care, and she was absorbed in her own abode. But we are not such. So we are to be careful in the beginning. Then if that happens in our lives, then it is a different story. Okay, so we are to honor Lakshmi. Yes. Even Sri Ramakrishna weighed the mud and money and is equated. Money is mud, mud is money. And he threw both of them to Ganga. But then he was a bit scared. If Mother Lakshmi is angry, then she would stop her food also. So what Sri Ramakrishna did? He touched on his head. So, Mother, be on my head, top of my head. So a devotee said, that is calculating. Patwari buddhi. So Sri Ramakrishna accepted. He said, yes, that much is Patwari. So one should be careful about money matters. Yes.
At 9 o'clock in the morning, the mother would bathe in the pond or sponge herself with warm water if she was not well. Afterwards, she worshipped the master and Gopala. Later, she gave initiation if there were any candidates. She then distributed the prasad to the devotees on sal leaves. If there were not sufficient fruits and sweets, she would make some halva, farina pudding, and offer it to the master. The mother ate a little puffed rice and drank a glass of rock candy syrup that had been offered to the master. She then cut vegetables and supervised the cooking in the kitchen. She prepared beetle rolls with thin slices of beetle nut, fennel seed, and other spices as she had been taught by the master. During this time, her attendant read the devotees' letters to her and she dictated the answers.
So this is a peculiar habit in India, especially in Bengal, the chewing betel leaf. That helps in digestion, and betel leaf has got little acidic. So to neutralize that, they apply a kind of calcium. So that is to replenish the calcium also, because calcium is also required for nourishing our body. Nowadays we get calcium tablets, but that's the ancient way of nourishing and getting calcium. So this is special, and nowadays various kinds of betel leaves are available with many masalas and this and that, and very sweet. Some are some use tobacco also in that. And another thing they apply, katha, a kind of like this is to neutralize all various kinds of things. So anyway, in this country, we don't have that habit. Okay, go ahead.
At about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the cook would inform the mother that the food was ready for offering. After washing her hands and feet, she carried the Panchapatra puja utensil and addressed the master. Food is ready, please come and eat. It seemed the master was going with her to the kitchen. Some rice and vegetables were placed on a stone plate, and the mother offered them to the master. She then arranged food for Radu and her son and asked the monks and devotees to sit on the veranda for their meal. She sat on one side of the veranda, extending her legs, and watched them eat. Occasionally, she cooked one or two dishes and served them before she ate. The mother was bilious and suffered from a burning sensation in her body, so she preferred food that had a cooling effect on her system, such as urad dal, lentil, poppy seed curry, and so on. For dessert, she would mix rice with milk and eat some. The leftovers were distributed among the disciples as prasad. After lunch, the mother cleaned her teeth with tobacco powder. She then took some rest and some days visited her brother's households to inquire about them.
So bilious, we have no bile. So in mother's body, bile was a little more. That's a bilious. So some may understand, some may not understand. Mother was bilious and suffered from a burning sensation in her body. Even later years also. That's why she would ask Sharat Maharaj to come. So because Sharat Maharaj's body was very calm, as like very cool. So he would put his hand on mother's back like this. So that way, mother took some service from Sharat Maharaj. So that's one thing. And yeah, cleaning teeth, that we have already mentioned. That has, anti-fungal, anti-insecticide, or all kinds of things. The tobacco has got that, though it has caffeine also. And some people are used to it. But mother used that way. Yes. At 4 o'clock.
Yeah. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the mother went to the pond and washed her sari. She then sat to cut vegetables for dinner and told her attendants the menu and how many people they would feed that night. At that time, Aunt Banu and other village women would come to her and she would inquire about their welfare. She always gave them some sweets and fruits. The villagers sincerely loved and respected her and called her aunt or mother. In that gathering, the mother talked about the master and shared her life stories, and the village women also told many funny stories.
So here as we know, kitty party. But in the parlor of mother, it is not kitty party, because many reverent deities, devotees would come, like Sharat Maharaj and monastic disciples. So it is not light-hearted, rather it is very profound and uplifting. And in that time, of course, some light talks also might have happened, but not like vain talk. Yes.
In the evening, the mother performed arati, waving an oil lamp and burning camphor. She then sat for meditation on her bed. Towards the end, her body was weak, so she would lie down after a while, but she continued doing japa. Some evenings, I would read Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita, Part 3, to the mother. She was absorbed, listening to the descriptions of Dakshineshwar and the master's talks and teachings. Sometimes she said, "Aha, it seems so real, as if the master were talking right now in front of us. I am getting goosebumps." At that time, the out-of-town devotees sat near her and talked to her open-heartedly. They said, "When the mother is at Calcutta, we do not get the opportunity to talk to her so freely and intimately. For that reason, the mother comes here for us, bearing so much hardship."
So like, as you know, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Bengali version is called Kathamrita. Katha means speech. Amrita means nectar, ambrosia. So when Katham, Tava Kathamrita, nectar-like words. So the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. And it is written in such a way that it looks like Sri Ramakrishna is sitting just in front of us, especially in Kathamrita. Gospel is bit, a bit polished and something is left over. But in Bengali, it gives a real sensation, like bit rustic, bit, all kinds of things like divine, and also great people are also coming. Young Bengal also is to come that time. So that was a different situation. And when you translate into other language, many things cannot be translated. They are untranslatable. So we lose that much, but still you can feel the presence of Sri Ramakrishna, more so in the Gospel, the Kathamrita. Yes.
After Arati, her attendants made chapatis with 5 pounds of flour. The cook only prepared rice and dal. At night, the mother ate 4 luchis, fried bread, 1 vegetable dish, and drank milk.
Yeah, the funny thing comes to my mind. When Sri Ramakrishna was ill and he was at Dakshineshwar or Kashipur, wherever. So he wanted to settle and provide for her expenses. So he asked, "How many rotis do you eat?" So, um, so here it is mentioned that she would take 4 rotis. Yes.
The attendants prepared sago or barley for those who had a fever. After finishing the evening work, Mandakani, the mother's woman attendant, rubbed medicated oil on the mother's feet. The mother did not feel any shyness in front of Hari and me, as we were very close to her. We also rubbed her feet and back with that oil. Her body was very tender. She would get pain if we pressed too hard, so we were extremely careful in serving the mother. She used to say, "Bharata and Hari are not my sons, they are my 2 daughters. They are my right hand and left hand in Jairambati. It is hard for me to function here without them." Some days the mother asked me to sing some devotional songs. On days when Surabala and Radu were out of control, the mother requested me to sing this song.
So why is Surabala out of control? Because she was crazy. Mother had in her parlor all kinds of people. C by 2, a full C is crazy, half crazy, greedy, and even cat, dog, cow, all kinds of people and animals. So it was a wonderful combination. But with all, she used to behave as and when it is required, whatever is required, she would behave like that. Yeah.
Mother, oh, here's the song. Mother, this world is your crazy marketplace. Whom should I praise? As she listened to the song, the mother laughed with joy and then lamented, "My son, my household is indeed a crazy marketplace." If I were out doing some errands in the morning, I read her mail in the evening, and she dictated her answers. One day I went on reading letters, but she just listened and kept quiet. Finally, she said, "He who has money should give to charity for a noble cause, and he who has nothing should repeat the mantra."
Yeah,
She
like in
continued,
Bengali, it's very nice. Jar ache she job. Jar ache she napo. Jar nei she jopo. Those who have, they should give. Those who do not have, they should recite the name of God. So you see, the translation is difficult. Jar ache, she napo. Jar nei, she japo. Mother had, some formula like Sri Ramakrishna had, jato mat tato pat. Mother had many such few sentences or few words, but it was beautiful. Yes.
She continued, "It means very little to God if one thinks, I have repeated the mantra so many times and practiced so much austerity. If Mahamaya, out of compassion, unlocks the path, then one can realize God. O human beings, take refuge in the Divine Mother, then only will she graciously open the path."
Yes, Sri Ramakrishna also said this. Mother has got key. That's why we all are at the refuge of Mother. Sri Ramakrishna taught this. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Sri Ramakrishna took refuge at the feet of Mother, Divine Mother. Because whatever we see, it is her play. Even incarnations, they worshipped Mahamaya. Why? Because this is her area. Again, Mahamaya is not different from God. It is the power of the divine. Power of the divine, he holds that power and creates everything. So it is not two different entities. It is identical. But still, it is some objectified. So it is like this. You have some skill. Those skills are your power. And you apply those skills. Similarly, it is God who has this power, Shakti. And he applies for creating, preserving, and also destroying. That's why we worship Shakti as Durga, Mother Kali, Mother Jagadhatri, Mother Saraswati, Lakshmi. So you cannot worship Brahman. Like Brahman is our real self. It's not worshipped. Rather, it is realized. And that happens when your mind is inward. But the Divine Mother, Balada Krishya Mahamaya, as if she takes her mind outward by snatching, by force, as it were. Whenever we open our eyes, we see outside. We hear the sound from outside. All our experiences are from outside. Though we experience our real self all the time, but we are least mindful of it. Though in and through it, we realize, we perceive, we see, we hear, but still we are not mindful of our real self. So that is why we are to worship. It is like this. If you want to see, what do? You stand in front of a mirror. Then you can see yourself. Your body. Similarly, when we stand in front of the Divine Mother, then only we can see ourselves, our real self. By negation, oh, that's not me. What you do? When you stand in front of a mirror, do you worship your image in mirror? No. Say like we shave. In the morning we stand in front of a mirror and shave. So not there. So seeing that, we find our real self. Seeing the Divine Mother, worshipping her, we find our real self. Yes.
At 9 o'clock, the mother offered supper to the master. If the mother was ill, or for some other reason could not offer the food, I or Hari, and sometimes Nalini, would offer the food to the master. The mother taught us a special mantra for offering food to the master. Then the mother took her supper, a couple of luchis with milk, in her room. After arranging for Radu and the others to go to bed, she went to bed at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay, luchi means it's a roti fried. You can just imagine. Roti is a that is bread, but puffed bread. And when you fry that, especially when it is the maida, the refined dough, and what is that called? The refined one. So when
Refined flour.
refined flour.
Yeah.
So when you make small pieces and then fry it, so that's called luchi. And especially those luchis are offered to Sri Ramakrishna or the deity. And then it is taken as prasad. Sri Ramakrishna also used to take luchi and farina pudding. Yes.
Swami,
Yes.
do you know the sannyas names of Varada and Hari?
Yes. I think Ishanananda.
Oh,
I mean,
Ishananda.
we have to see. Yeah, we have to see.
Yes, that's right. Is it Hari? Is
Hari.
Hari Prem?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
You have to see that.
Okay.
I'm very weak in history.
So Ishananda, I think I remember that's Varada.
Yeah, Varada. Okay.
Police surveillance. Police officers would come to Holy Mother's home in Jairambati and also Kolpara Ashrama every evening and write down visitors' names and addresses and the purpose of their visits. Even Swami Shardananda had to furnish all this information to the police, which bothered Holy Mother.
So why it is this? Because the revolutionaries to free India, they were inspired by Swami Vivekananda because of his speeches and also encouragement. And though we are apolitical, we don't involve in politics, but naturally, those who are devoted to God, they also are aware of, they were aware of slavery of India. So all the Swadeshi means of own country. So Mahatma Gandhi started Swadeshi and many people were influenced by that. But before that, even Mahatma Gandhi was influenced by Swami Vivekananda. He said, the patriotism that was in me got thousandfold after reading the works of Swami Vivekananda. So most of the people were inspired by Swamiji and the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. So, and some boys also joined after leaving that revolutionary group. And sometimes they would come and take shelter at the feet of Mother. That's why the police used to come and take note of the presence of people who had come that time and also stayed at the mutt. So that's why they used to come.
Swami, one time I was calling the operator and it was a call center in India. And so I asked the woman, this was several years ago, I said, oh, have you ever heard of Swami Vivekananda? And she goes, oh, yes, he was a freedom fighter.
Yes, that's it. And another thing, from the shelters where revolutionaries would take refuge at times, a few books would be there invariably. One is the works of Swamiji, his lectures from Colombo to Almora, and also various other books. and also Bhagavad Gita. So because of that, even the Governor General of India that time openly, publicly said that he blamed Ramakrishna Mission. But then with the help of Nivedita, Sharat Maharaj, Swami Shardananji, met him and publicly he withdrew his statement. So still some revolutionaries were there, even Abhayananda, Bharat Maharaj was one of them. Similarly, many. So police would come and inspect. This bothered mother. Yes.
Brahmachari Gyan had lived in Jairambati for a few years and then contracted malaria. He went to Katihar for a change and lived with Dr. Agorinath Ghosh, a disciple of the mother.
Agornath and Koalpada. Koalpada and Agornath. Yes.
Okay.
Agornath Ghosh, a disciple of Holy Mother.
Right. No, I was looking for Kualpara, but you just added that, Swami, right?
Yeah, Koalpada is the previous paragraph.
Oh.
Second line.
Oh, gotcha. Is it Kualpara? Koal. Like koala bear?
Yeah, koala bear, right. Koalpada.
Well, okay, cool. I think I've been saying it wrong for many years. Dr. Agornath Ghosh, a disciple of the mother. Dr. Ghosh's two younger brothers belonged to the Revolutionary Party and had run away. Thinking that Gyan was associated with them, the police wanted to arrest Brahmachari Gyan and keep him in detention. Dr. Ghosh was a high-ranking government officer and stood security for him. The police allowed Gyan to be free on the condition that whenever required, the doctor would present him before the police. After some months, Gyan decided to return to Jairambati and left Katihar. Holy Mother was then staying at Jagadamba Ashrama. She was happy to see Gyan, who had fully recovered from his ill health, but she knew that he was still under police surveillance and that the doctor was standing security for him for a heavy amount. The ashrama members were against Gyan staying there. They advised him to return to Katihar until the police freed him unconditionally. They feared that his stay would increase police surveillance on Jairambati and the Kualpara ashrams.
And the Jagadamba ashram is in Kualpara. So where mother used to stay, that is Jagadamba ashram, and Kualpara ashram is just close by. And Katihar is about 100 or 150 miles away or so. Yeah.
However, Holy Mother said, "Whatever is to happen will happen by the will of the Master. My son will stay with me." Finally, the monks and Swami Shardananda, who happened to be at Kualpara, convinced Gyan that for the good of Dr. Ghosh and the ashrama, he should return to Katihar. Gyan went to the mother and explained the whole situation. He told her that Swami Shardananda approved the plan. When Gyan left, the mother felt so pained that she cried profusely, and it took several days for her to calm herself. A few months after this...
Her love, that's very remarkable. The love for her children. Yeah, that is. Okay.
A few months after this incident, a police officer from the Shiromanipur police station came to Jairambati to inquire about Brahmachari Gyan. Holy Mother had gotten the news from the village watchman the day before, but she was not worried at all. The next morning, Manindra Babu, a lawyer from Arambagh, who was also a disciple of Holy Mother, came to Jairambati. In the afternoon, the police officer came. Manindra received him cordially, talked to him honestly, and supplied the information that he requested. Meanwhile, Holy Mother served halva and other sweets as refreshments, even including a beetle roll. The police officer respectfully took the dust of the mother's feet and left. This
is another way of controlling. Sri Ramakrishna would touch, and the opponent would be subservient, like he would be amenable. And this is prasad. If nothing works, prasad will work. So mother used that one. Okay.
This kind of police harassment and surveillance created an uncertain and fearful atmosphere in Koalpara and Jairambati. The mother was unhappy seeing her innocent children being ill-treated by the police. Swami Nikhilananda described 2 incidents of police harassment. A disciple of Holy Mother, a quiet and spiritually minded young man, was harassed for nothing by the police. One day, as he came out of the shrine room after meditation, the police arrested him and took him away without giving him time to take refreshment. Holy Mother was very sad to hear about it and said, "This was certainly an unjust action on the part of the English. He is one of my good children, and for nothing he is being harassed. He could not take even a little prasad. Will the British rule last long?"
Another time also she said that this company will go very soon. Company means East India Company, then gradually East India Company was taken over by the British government. But still people used to sometimes call company. Companies rule. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. Reading this seems like we're reading about like today, right now.
Yeah.
But it's worse now. Right, Akshay? You hear me? You know? No, I don't know. You don't know. You're in the States. It's not so great. But I guess depends
this is
who you ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
But okay, another disciple of the mother was interned with the present writer, Swami Nikhilananda. Unable to bear the rigors of internment, he committed suicide. After the writer's release, he told the mother about the young man's death. With a sigh, she said, "Oh God, how long will you put up with the iniquity of this government?"
Okay, there is no comparison with the Indian condition, that I must tell you.
Really?
Yes. Here is nothing.
I feel pretty fearful, actually, personally.
No, it was completely different. And that time they were ruthless. Here it is a free country. No comparison at all.
I've seen things I'm not going to say here, but literally it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's okay.
We'll see. Okay, so Bibhuti Ghosh, an ardent disciple of the mother, knew Bolanath Banyopadhyay, the deputy superintendent of police in Bankura.
Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, complete this one. Yeah.
All right. Bibhuti was a school teacher in Bankura, and he visited Holy Mother every weekend. He arranged for Bolanath to visit Holy Mother's ashrama in Jairambati. The officer first came to Shiromanipur police station and then by palanquin to Jairambati. Many monks and devotees received him cordially and showed him around. He saluted the mother with folded hands, and the mother blessed him, saying, "May you attain devotion." Holy Mother arranged for refreshments and jalebis and sweets on her veranda. While eating, Bolanath asked the mother with a smile, "Are you afraid, mother, of this police inquiry?" "Why should she be afraid?" Bibhuti said. "There's nothing to fear." Holy Mother replied, "Yes, my son, I am scared." Bolanath said, "Mother, what should you be afraid of? Can you tell me that any innocent devotee has been harassed?" Police try to locate political suspects. Don't worry anymore. I shall arrange everything before I leave the police station. While Bolanath was leaving, the mother again blessed him, saying, "My son, may you live long." Afterwards, there were no more police inquiries or harassments of the mother's ashramas in Jairambati and Koalpara.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Akshay, anything to?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
like if in the shrine the image or idol gets like old or torn, then what to do?
Okay. So if it is, what happened in the case of Radha Govindji in the temple of so that's situated in Dakshineshwar. That the image, the leg of that image was broken because the priest, while taking, fell down, or from his hand, the image fell down. So some pandits were called upon, and then they said that broken image should not be taken. I mean, it should not be worshipped. So it should be changed. And for that particular process is there. When Sri Ramakrishna heard this, so he said, if Mathur breaks his leg, will Rani change her son-in-law? So Thakur's solution was different. And then he repaired also. And even today, if you go to Dakshineshwar, you can see that image that is kept in that temple. But for worship, if it is Khandita Murti, that means it is broken, then the instruction is that it should be changed. For that, certain rituals are there. That can be followed. If it is Prana Pratishtha already done, then it is to be done. But suppose you have not done Prana Pratishtha, then that can be changed only with prayer. So, it depends how that image was or is present. If with Prana Pratishtha, then you have to reinstall, and then there is a way the priest will tell you what to do. But if it is Prana Pratishtha is not done, not to worry about it. You can change. And if you want to keep that also, even if old, what is that? How does it matter? Old or even not in a very good shape. But if you love something, people keep it. And secondly, anything that you change, that also may not be 100% as you imagine. There may be some defect there also. Nothing is 100%. So either this or that. So that's the image worship. Yes, that helps. But more, it is, if you cultivate that it is God who is residing in all being, in all images even, then not to worry about. Okay, so how you look at it, that depends on it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so we say our prayer. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Harihi Om Tassat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you all. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste.
Pranam Maharaj. Jai Maha.
Namaste.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste, namaste. Hari Om.
Jai Ma.